Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Syed Munir Ba, and I'll be hosting this very esteemed set of panelists today in our webinar series on cybersecurity. And first of all, thank you and welcome all of you. We will be looking forward for interactive discussions, and our panelists will be sharing questions and insights from their industry experience, from their journey. So hopefully, it's going to be a very interesting event. For anyone who doesn't know about Nets, I just wanted to quickly, high level, give an intro about who we are and what we are doing. So Nets is a global technology company, and we are experts in cutting edge technologies such as automation, AI, machine learning, managed services, and cybersecurity, information security, of course. We've been around in the industry for more than 4 decades, and we have done more than 3,000 technology projects in over 25 countries worldwide. And we are closely working with a lot of OEM partners, like we are gold partners with Cisco, Dell, Fortinet, and so on, and working with large Fortune 500 companies, global MNCs, even small and medium. So customers from different walks of life to help resolve their technology challenges. This webinar series, again, it's one of the cybersecurity focused webinar, and I just wanted to welcome our esteemed guests, Mr. Ali Manzer, and also Mr. Zubair Khan. I'll introduce them briefly, and then we can start with talking about their journey and what kind of challenges they are seeing respective to their industry vertical. Mr. Ali Manzer, we all know, he's a famous, both of them are, mashallah, very prominent names in the industry. Mr. Ali is the Chief Information Security Officer at the Bank of Punjab, where he's been leading the bank's security posture. And he has very strong expertise around IT governance, risk management, application security, and so on. Ali has played a pivotal role in safeguarding digital assets and customer data. And of course, he has a lot of certifications backing his experience, like CISA, COVID 5, ISO 27001. And he has built a culture of security aligned with global best practices, ensuring resilience and trust in the banking sector. So thank you very much for connecting with us, Ali. It's a great honor to have you. Thank you. And the second set of panelists is Mr. Zubair Khan. He's a CISO at PwC. So we all know, a big consulting firm, one of the big fives. And Zubair is, of course, a seasoned technology leader, more than 18 years of experience across different areas: IT management, enterprise security, information security. And currently, as a CISO, he brings a wealth of experience in developing risk mitigation strategies, IT governance frameworks, business continuity plans, and so on, right? So I just wanted to kick this off with both of you, and maybe I'll start off with Ali first. If you can share some of your experiences. I know we have a big audience, and they are interested in knowing both of your journey, your experiences, what kind of challenges you are seeing in your industry today, what are the customers are asking for, and then we'll go to Mr. Hamid also. So Mr. Hamid Ali is our cybersecurity head of pre-sales, and he's a leader in cybersecurity, information security, having a broad experience with working with consulting firms, working with different clients across different verticals. And he's a head of department and a senior cybersecurity consultant at Nets International Group. Okay, so coming back to Mr. Ali. Ali, if you can maybe kick off, I'll maybe next 5-10 minutes, if you can spend on your experience, your journey, what challenges, especially in the financial sector, of course, being associated with the Bank of Punjab. So what are you seeing today, and how should the users be prepared to counter those challenges?
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Munir and Nets, for providing me with the opportunity to share my thoughts and opinions on the matter that we are all concerned about. And it has sort of become a cliche now that we are now living in a new normal post-pandemic, where the circumstances, the regulator, the environment, the expectations of clients have actually expanded the financial services. We are also sort of witnessing uh, the emergence of several digital banks in Pakistan. And of course, it increases the expectations of customers as well. It also increases the attack surface. And in the past decade, since I've been involved in information security and protecting the assets and information which matters, so we have witnessed an evolution of cybersecurity. So when I graduated back 20 years ago, cybersecurity was not on the horizon. It was not one of the target areas for me and my peers who were graduating at the same time to be in. It has emerged during the last 10 to 15 years, and so has the role of CISOs and cybersecurity consultants, as we also have one in our panel as well. It has emerged, it has evolved. So all is happening on the back of digitalization that is happening globally, as well as because of regulator push and expectations for customers in Pakistan as well. And we are witnessing a more prescriptive regulator in Pakistan, which requires banks to follow certain regulations. It has now come up with several regulations and circulars which are very, I would say, prescriptive in nature. So in order to not only to comply with those requirements, we also have to manage the risk as well, because your strategy can be risk-based, your strategy can be compliance-based. So most of the financial institutes, they prioritize, as the management sees it, that we should comply. We should not be in non-compliance of any certain financial regulation. We as CISOs and my peers have actually been pushing that our strategies should tilt more towards risk-based strategy, while also encompassing the compliance needs. And we should not wait for our regulator to come up with a new prescriptive regulation while we are managing our risks. We also witness cyber crimes on the rise, and most of them are not properly challenged or managed at the appropriate level. We are seeing that customers are now being targeted from various vectors. I mean, any new thing which is happening around, it is used by local cyber criminals to lure the customers to share their information. People get their accounts hacked, people get their cards hacked, people get their WhatsApp account hacked, and they fall prey to the not only social engineering but very sophisticated attacks at times. But we do not see so much, I mean, cyber criminals being brought to justice at the same time. So we also see that challenge as well. Uh, it's not one front that we are fighting. Uh, of course, it's a war fought on several battlefronts at present. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think very insightful. Thank you for sharing. I'll take the same question to Zubair. Zubair, if you can take that question, because from a consulting background, of course, you've been interacting with different customers across different industry. What's your take on what are the kind of challenges that you are seeing, and if you can maybe start off with your journey, and what are the trends and uh, issues and pain points that you are addressing with customers?
Thank you, Munir, first of all, inviting me for this webinar. It is very interesting for me to share my thoughts and listen Mr. Ali as well. I endorse and acknowledge all the feelings and all the challenges of the Mr. Ali. And being a consultancy firm, we have I believe we have a multiple or cross-dimensional challenges we have, because we are providing services to the clients. So we have a financial institute, we have a multinationals, so we have a very diverse sort of scenarios that are going to build in terms of the cybersecurity. And Mr. Ali said very correctly that before 20 years, when myself and Mr. Ali being part of the university fellows or university guys, so there was nothing related to the cybersecurity or something. So it will create the scenario in over past last decade, like the people are thinking about the cybersecurity. So in terms of the compliance and the regulation, we are not only taking the consideration to the local regulation or the central bank regulations, which Mr. Ali represents, but we are also looking for and considering the global compliance and regulation. We are constantly following the GDPR laws because the data protection is a new science and new thing in the market, and people are worrying about that, about their data. And even we build that sort of transparency and the education to the user. Our own people can asking us about their own data. So things are building up. People are thinking about their cybersecurity. Even people are arguing for the data they are going to share with anyone. Even I have some example related to the local hospitalization or hospital sectors. People are asking for their data, how they can protect their data. So I think data protection is going to merge with the cybersecurity thing, because it's a crucial thing. Because after the GDPR, it is going in a very serious way. So for my perspective and the industry that I belong to, we have a certain challenges, and a certain challenges in that. If I'm talking about the Asia Pacific or the Pakistan culture, we have a different diversion in a sense of their data protection. But if you're talking about the Europe, they are most concerned about their data. They are not even going to discuss anything without having the GDPR things, having the data protection laws. Even sometimes we felt very surprised, like in Pakistan, we do not have any data protection law. It's in the signing process. So it is one of the drawback for the being a Pakistani firm, like we don't have any data protection law in Pakistan. So these are the challenges that we have. For the cybersecurity point of view, we are facing multiple challenges in terms of their clients. Like if I'm focusing on multinational and the banking and the financial sector, they are most concerned about their challenges, because they are facing criminal attacks, they are facing phishing attacks, they are facing social media attacks. So these things are growing. Even you can, if we are talking about like if we went to like last 2 3 years back, there you have seen very few attacks or few incidents that are going to be happening. But now you can see that there are multiple attacks, like people can like hack the bank account from their WhatsApp OTP and some like social media phishing and smishing things. So these are the things that are going on. I think the main challenge is that we have to educate our people. If we are in the industry of the like myself, you, and other people are very well known about the industry things, the things going on in terms of the technology. But the lacking is in Pakistan is that for the rural areas, the if you are talking about the interiors of Sindh and Punjab, the people are facing these issues because they don't know about the technology, they don't know about the data protection. So they are the soft victims for any cyber attack. Even I have few examples, like people can share their NIC card copies on a for a SIM card, for anything, without any arguing why you are taking this. So these are the common challenges I think we are all facing. We have the scenario in our families as well. So we have to educate from our family till the people we have in surroundings, like even are the laborers, we have to inform them, like don't use this thing on your mobile, because in Pakistan, these things are very catchy if something going to be available for free. So I always said nothing is free in this world. Everything is paid. Either you have to pay in terms of the money or in terms of the data. So I think this is the most common challenges we have in the market right now.
No, thank you. I think that makes a lot of sense because, yeah, we also run into this every day where customers are saying that, okay, we have all the firewalls, all the different solutions, services from cybersecurity, but they still get breached, they still get attacked. Data gets, penetrated. Even like you mentioned, some of the big attacks that happened in the past, like even national database. I was just reading a blog in Pakistan. It was hacked, and the people and the citizens' data was kind of compromised. And also, I mean, even the most sophisticated organizations that have all the security posture, all the tools, they're still, hackers are finding some backdoors to get into those organizations, either through endpoint, either through network, or whatever happens to be, right? So this is definitely a challenge. Let's take this to Hamid, and let's hear from like a solution provider perspective, or systems integrator perspective. Hamid, I know that Nets is offering multiple cybersecurity services. We have our own SOC operations as well, where we're doing 24/7 monitoring of different postures from customers. We have our cybersecurity maturity assessment service as well, where we do like consulting, roadmap planning, those type of activities. You do a lot of digital forensics. I know recently you ran into like this India-Pakistan kind of issue where a lot of customers were attacked, and our teams were, we do a lot of vulnerability assessment and pen testing type services. So what's your take on what are the kind of trends that you think, and how customers can mitigate and proactively address those? So just wanted to hear from you, and then we have some questions we'll start taking. So it's purely interactive. There's no slides. So we'll go in that Q&A mode after.
Thank you, Manir bhai. The question is very good, and I would like to say that as a system integrator, basically cybersecurity isn't just about deploying tools and solution across the organizations and different firms. It's basically about the weaving together of multiple technologies securely, and obviously staying ahead of evolving threats, and obviously carrying that trust of customers who expect resilience end to end. So there are multiple challenges being a SI or the solution provider that we face. And to name a few, the very the top and foremost challenge is the evolving threat landscape. From the last many years, we have observed that attackers are being very advanced. Obviously, with the addition of AI, that is some separate topic, obviously, but they are being on an advancement from time to time. And obviously, attackers are innovating faster than defenses, from AI-powered phishing, deepfakes, fileless malware to state-sponsored APTs. Threat constantly are being shifted. So it's not just a conventional type of you can say threats, which was used to be in the earlier era. Providers basically must be staying ahead of all these threats across many client environments simultaneously. Few of the major challenges you can say from vendor or the SI perspective. The other one is you can say the supply chain or the third party risk challenge, where many breaches now exploit trusted vendors or service providers. There are few names in the recent past, we have a solar wind example and few of the other you can say solution or tools which were exploited. So since integrators rely on OEMs, cloud providers and software updates, a single weak link in the supply chain can ripple across all the customer. So this was a pretty much you can say one of the biggest challenge, the supply chain challenge in the cybersecurity perspective. And the other challenge is the customer side limitation. Obviously, from firm to firm, it varies. If I talk about the financial sectors, obviously they have a good budget and the staff are well trained and they have the awareness of the cybersecurity angle. But when I talk about as a whole in the industry, be it to the any specific industry, many clients basically struggle with limited budgets, outdated infrastructures, weak cyber hygiene, and lack of skilled staff, obviously. So they may resist change or skip best practices, which are basically being followed across the globe. There are so many frameworks, so many methodologies. To name a few, NIST framework, CIS from a hardening perspective, and so many other the approaches and frameworks which is being followed. So they obviously they may resist change or skip best practices across the industry. So if we take an example that weak identity management, no patching or solo patching across the enterprise network, or no awareness training across the IT staff. So these were a few of the listed limitations that I would like to highlight. Obviously, there are far more than these, and we have to basically take the pace, and we have to basically be far ahead from you can say attacker's perspective. Yeah.
Sounds good. No, I think that sums it well. Let's change the mode a little bit. We'll go in some Q&A. I know some people are posting in the chat as well. We'll take those questions. We have some pre-submitted questions and some questions based on our research. So let's start those questions because the theme is inside hacker's mind. So that way, we just want to hear from our panelists also that first question, maybe I'll go with Mr. Ali first. That the question is, if you were an attacker, what part of the corporate attack surface will you target first, and why? Which is the weak link, basically. So if you want to maybe comment on that.
It is going to be APIs because, as I mentioned, whatever digitalization is happening, it is happening on the back of APIs. Be it banks or telcos or any other giant, they are trying to render their services to customers. And how customers can avail those services is because of the APIs. And API as a vector has largely been neglected to be secured from. So it is a low-hanging fruit for me if I am an attacker. And I should share this stats that close to 80% of the world web traffic are API calls. So if you do anything online today, whether you want to shop anything, open a Daraza and order anything, so your one click will generate a sequence of API calls. You are calling, you are sending one instruction of buy, then it might go to the shop, then might go to the bank, which if you have your card embedded in your app, and it might go then to the delivery corporation. So all of these things are happening, software calling softwares with the help of APIs. So API is the one of the most low-hanging fruits today for attackers to attack. Yes.
Sound good. Anything we can do to prevent them proactively, or do you have any
Yeah, so
suggestions?
it should be a two-pronged strategy. One is, of course, based on that you should have defenses in place. You should be monitoring your APIs. Almost all of the WAFs today have embedded modules to monitor API traffic. But before that, you should also shift left when you're developing the API. You should be able to do fuzzing to test if your APIs pass all of those tests, because most of the attacks are business logic attacks. Besides the OWASP top 10 that we all know can lead to an API being compromised, there are BOLA attacks, there are BOLA attacks, they are mostly business logic attacks where you should actually test them not only for their robustness or resilience, but for their security as well. So API inadvertently might be exposing your organization's data without a proper authentication. This is something, as I would repeat, being neglected today by several organizations. So it would be a two-pronged strategy, tools plus shifting left.
Sounds good. No, I think that very insightful. I'll go to Mr. Zubair for the next question. And the next question is that how do you see the convergence of IT and OT and IoT systems as well, changing the hacker's playbook? There's so many things to take care of because, of course, it's not just the endpoint, not just the network, and it's, the OT devices, the IoT devices. So how do you see that convergence of these three changing the hacker's playbook and their strategy?
Okay. In terms of the IT, OT, and the IoT system, I think, in my perspective, it is called a blended sort of attacks. Like if you can compromise any IT system, you can penetrate to the any OT system and the IoT system, and it will like compromise all of the environment. So if you are not taking in that consideration, like if you are strengthening the IT controls and you are not strengthening the IoT things and the OT things, and you are neglecting them, that means if something happened to your environment, it will easily penetrate to your IoT and the IT system and the OT system. And as we evident in the last the war between Pakistan and India, it was obvious that the India OT system was hacked by the Pakistani hackers. So the new trend, the new cyber war is going in that direction. I think, and I strongly believe that there is no war between the fighter jet to fighter jet. There is a war between OT system to OT system. Like if your OT system can hack and I can overflow your DAM, so you are going to be in another panic situation. You are forgetting anything regarding who is sending bomb to your territory. Is this another disaster like the dams are going to be open or something? So I think people are not in, in South Asia. We observed several OT reviews and security testing, and we observed that the people are taking OT as a secondary thing because it is isolated from the network. But still, there are few connection point where you can penetrate from the OT system through IT, your local IT system. So there is an equal importance for the IT and OT or IoT system because uh, anybody can penetrate to any system if your IT system is going to be hacked. And whenever the IoT system is going to be hacked, that means your supply chain, your HVAC system, or your manufacturing line is going to be affected. Even I have evident few industry oil refineries, they have got this victim of these things, and their supply line is going to be like hacked for more than 48 hours, more than 78 hours. So it is whenever you are going to that situation, it will be a great panic in terms of the client reputation, in terms of the revenue point. So I think we should have to take like same priorities to the IT system as well as the OT system. And in the OT, mostly we are depending on the third parties. So there is a like concern point in terms because we are there is a strong terminology of risk transfer. So we are transferring our risk to the third parties, and I think there is another. This is another risk for us as well because you are transferring risk to the third party, and there is a several example like solar winds, like MOVIT, where the third party is going to be a victim and you have to suffer from that compromise. So I think we have to look into that. Like if we are going to transfer the risk to the third party, we have to examine the third party. We have to implement the mechanism of the third party risk review because these are the important things to cover the OT things as well in the same way that we are protecting the IT system because IT and OT we are running in parallel, not like combining with each other. Like we have to take this uh, as a single system because if anything is compromised on the IT side, it will may impact on the OT side. So I think this is the concern point. Like we have to take more strong controls on the IT and OT as well.
Yeah, makes sense. 100% agreed. Maybe I'll go to Hamid next. And Hamid, regarding this whole AI wave that is going on, right? So my next question is around the impact of AI. So if you can just help us maybe walk through on how do attackers and how are they using AI and machine learning to speed up some of these attacks and add more sophistication for phishing, vulnerabilities, counter AI strategies, and what can we do to counter some of those? So this is my question to you, and then I'll take those AI question to Mr. Ali Manzer also and Mr. Zubair later. But this is a big discussion. Everyone's talking about AI, machine learning. So if you can maybe shed some light on that, and then I'll go to Mr. Ali next.
Yeah, obviously it's been a talk of a town, and basically I can see so many questions pertaining to this, like how AI has impacted the cybersecurity, how the attackers are basically leveraging AI, and how to basically defend against these AI-based attacks. So I can see many questions, like Mohammad Hasib has also asked the same question, and so many other I can see as well. So basically, as we are all aware how hackers are already using AI to automate phishing and different attacks across the different firms. So the key question is, can defenders basically outpace them by using AI more responsibly with collaboration or more protective detection? So if we shed a light, so let's discuss first that how attackers are basically leveraging AI or ML. So they basically use phishing and social engineering to generate highly convincing phishing emails so that the user get convinced and they obviously somehow get through, and The second one is generating deep fake voice, video, and impersonating CEO or the other C-level executives, and doing the fraud, and obviously the business email compromise, the BEC, which is one of the leading these days, like manipulating different sort of email through AI and sending to the different employees or the customer across organizations, acting as a CEO or the other C levels. So this is pretty much in by using the AI based different techniques, and another one by using the ML based models that to analyze massive code bases or binaries to detect exploitable flaws that are basically faster than humans. Obviously, machine learning model, they are basically the trained and or the untrained models are quite effective if you talk about finding or detection of exploitable flaws in any of the systems. And now this was some of the attackers' perspective, but if we shed a light on the defenders' perspective, that how defenders are basically working against these AI-based attacks. So few of the strategies that is being deployed and that should be basically deployed are AI-driven anomaly detection should be deployed. It is basically not about the tool or the solution, and I'm not naming any specific OEMs, the brand or any vendor here. But from a technology perspective, the AI-driven anomaly detection, be it in the SIEM, XDR, UBA, or any other solution, it should be taking advantage of this technology because if you cannot, if you want to outpace the attackers, you have to basically equip yourselves from the AI perspective. So the other one is using ML for phishing detection, like identifying spoofed domains, abnormal sender behavior, and etc. So ML can also be used for the detection of phishing and other sort of attacks. And by continuously testing defenses against AI-generated threats like LLM-generated phishing, deepfake audios and videos, and different attacks. So by doing and by following these sort of practices, defenders can obviously outpace the attackers. And following these, not only this is specific, but there are so many other practices as well. But to outpace them, you must be taking leverage of the AI based strategies from a defender's perspective. So this was a few of the perspective from the defender point of view.
Thank you, Hamid. That's very elaborate. So I want to take Mr. Ali Manzer's take on this from a financial standpoint, because of course, especially cybersecurity and then AI coming into play, how are the financial institutions are handling this and what are the measures that you are taking to combat this situation?
So, of course, there are some of the points have already been answered and raised by Hamid. So there are two lenses to look at AI. AI being used by hackers or by cyber criminals to infiltrate an organization to cause harm. And AI, when used in organizations to support any business process, its security. Like AI used by criminals and AI used in business, if not secure. So there are two ways of looking at it. AI, we know besides deepfake and AI generated content and Gen AI, what we have witnessed are also AI being used by attackers in DOS attacks as well. So they are AI generated bots who try to mimic the legitimate requests towards our websites or applications. That is one thing that we experienced during the last 1 year. And of course, we have to evolve with the attack vector. As somebody mentioned, that they are always one step ahead of us. So we need to change our rules on the go, whether the incoming attack or request is generated from a bot, which is generating a legit traffic, but it is nonetheless a bot intended to choke the compute of our servers. So that is one thing. And rightly mentioned, AI is already being used, embedded in several of our security solutions for more than a decade now. I mean, the anomaly detection and the machine learning, it has been part of our anti-malware and EDRs and XDRs. So what is interesting now is that now AI is being used by several banks. I mean, one of the one of the instances where AI is being used is to put a risk score for any loan applicant, right? And it is always based on data. So how you train your AI model remains a concern, but if somehow the data is poisoned, then your organization decision can be questioned. And if AI is sitting on a heap of data and deciding that that heap of data can be extracted through I would say prompt engineering. There are techniques now where if you have published a bot to serve the clients, like instead of a call center agent, you have a bot, and that bot is interacting with your clients, and with some engineering attacks, or I would say prompt poisoning, uh, your data can be exposed for public consumption. So that is another vector which we might be addressing in near future. So these are some of the areas of the which I can come up. And of course, it's an evolving area, artificial intelligence, where many other things will now be served with the help of AI, and every avenue that we utilize to serve our customers can be hacked, can be used to cause harm to our organization. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That agreed. Let's take some questions in the chat as well. So maybe I'll go to Mr. Zubair. Zubair, there is a question in the chat, if you can take that. The question is that explain the ways we can use to ensure safety across our social media platforms, plus solutions if hijacking, cyber attack has been done. So how can we keep our social media platforms protected? I know passwords, and that's one way. I mean, is there anything specific that we can do? This is from Ayman Aziz in the chat.
For the social media perspective, I think social media is our own choice by wish or by will. And we are more focused towards the social media thing, and we are more fascinated to use these things in our daily life. And everything is whatever we are doing, it's available on the social media. And social media is a great platform to hack anything, to like reconnaissance purpose, like you can gathering the information of anyone, any company, if you are managing the or monitoring the social media account of that personality. So I think for managing the social media or to secure the social media, I think there are certain ways to secure, like multi-factor authentication. I don't know why people are not using the multi-factor authentication, because it's an easy way you can utilize that, and you can build a security in it, and you can leverage that possibility in your account. Use the MFA things, use the social media in a proper way. Actually, in a new generation, there is no sense of the security, or there is no sense of the privacy. They can publish anything anywhere. I have evident one of the incident on the social media in Pakistan. Like, people are observing those people who are posting their on the Facebook, like they are on vacations, they are moving to one place to another place. They can gather their information, they can visit their houses, they can steal all the things from their houses, and even the Lahore police can arrest them from Karachi, because this was a huge gang which incorporate of around 10 to 20 people who are doing this sort of social media things in Pakistan. So we are not thinking in that way. We have to think in that way, whatever we are seeing in the Hollywood movie, it is happen in Pakistan as well. So this is not part of the Hollywood movies. It has actually happened. So I think for that perspective, for the social media, we have to use MFA and other protection as well, and we have to keep things limited on the social media. I believe there, like, you don't have to put everything on the social media. You should have to be limited. You should have to create the boundaries, like what is going to be put on the social media and what is not. So I think we have to educate them in our growing children and the young generation in school and colleges as well, like what is right and what is wrong. Because most of the victims, like whatever we have harassment cases, and we have so many things in Pakistan, and it is due to the fact that the new generation using so much social media without any filtering, without any privacy, without anything. So, and even they don't know about the privacy and other things. They don't bother about it. So I think we should incorporate these things in our lives. So I think it will reduce these sort of attacks.
Absolutely. I was not aware of this happening on Facebook, like you mentioned. I mean, the people getting data about the people leaving and all that. So this is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Um, Hamid, there's another question, if you can take that. And I think we covered it to some extent during our conversations. But the question is that what steps should we take if we discover that our personal or organizational data has been exposed in a data breach? This is from Mr. Muhammad something, and if you want to take that.
Okay, so there are similar questions like this. Obviously, one is the how to basically prevent before you can say the breach, and what to do once it's basically the data is breached. First of all, another question basically was like how to basically secure the mobile or any device. First of all, you should give up the practice of installing any freeware or any sort of even a antivirus which is being provided free of cost. Obviously, it has little to no impact. Rather, you can say that it could be used for stealing your data or to compromise your system. I don't want to name any big name that are basically or in the past they were involved in this sort of practices. So first of all, one have to give up this practice to install freeware of antiviruses. One should basically purchase the a licensed antivirus or the endpoint security solution, and uh, most of the in the organization it is being managed from the central server, and all the endpoints are scanned on a weekly basis. Not just this, but many EPP has so many different engines that are basically running in the simultaneous way. Like you don't have to take any action or to kill or to you can say delete or quarantine, but it basically scan the files on the go, whether something is downloaded or the file or web page is open. It scans automatically, and for the every sort of attack, there is a dedicated engine or component in the AV. So, like for example, if I talk about the ransomware protection, there is a uh, component called exploit prevention, which basically monitors all the activities which acts like a you can say doing encryption as an illegit activity. So this is the very basic practice, like for the mobile or the PC or any laptop device. Uh, some authorized or the well-known EPP should be installed, and these are the sort of practices which should be followed, which is being followed across the organization. And from the end user perspective, they should also follow this practice as well. And just like Mr. Zubair has mentioned, that don't share any personal data or anything which contains some sensitive data, because one who does the reconnaissance, they basically look after each and every information you are basically posting across your network, be to the WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. So they can basically compile all the information and launch attack, and which is quite easy for the attacker to do so. So one has to be very aware of all these things which is being followed by the adversary.
No, thank you. Thank you. That's yeah, summarizes it well. My next question is in the chat for Mr. Ali Manzer. Mr. Shahid Iqbal is asking that hackers are constantly evolving their tactics. What's one emerging attack method that you think organizations are still underestimating? You
So
would want to.
before I answer this question, I would like to expand upon the use of social media.
Yeah.
So what happens that we overshare, we have sort of become dopamine junkie. We want to hit on every link. And I was seeing that someone was commenting in this chat box that this meeting is boring. तो साइबर सिक्योरिटी कमेटी मीटिंग ऑफ कोर्स आप आइटम नंबर तो नहीं देखने आए ना हामिद और मैं कोई आइटम नंबर यहाँ नहीं करेंगे इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ बोरिंग मीटिंग सो बी रेडी टू गेट बोर्ड फॉर लॉन्गर ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम so be act responsibly on social media, do not overshare on social media, and that is one thing. And privacy in Pakistan, in region in general, it is not a concern for us. I mean, my NIC number is with every Panwala, anywhere. So we should be concerned about what we share on social media, which can be used against us to compromise our security. So there is a line between privacy and security. Maybe we will discuss it some other time. So one of the things that, of course, that I mentioned and that which is neglected by organization, coming back to your question, is APIs. As I mentioned, it is neglected as an attack vector. And banks, telcos, startups, we have health tech, we have edutech, we have property tech. All these companies are using technology to render their services, and all of them are integrating with each other, with banks in the ecosystem. We also have tourism tech, and so APIs have become a major attack vector today. And as I shared, if I am a hacker today, I would go after the APIs, and which are often neglected by the organization as well.
Yeah, I think you covered it before as well. Makes sense. And I see a lot of questions, so the response is overwhelming, a lot of questions, and maybe we might not be able to cover everything, but we'll take them offline. And for anyone who's posting the questions, we will provide you answers. If we don't have enough time for during the discussion, then we'll definitely provide you offline answers. The next question, I'm just trying to pick like the ones that are critical, and then we'll take some offline. Can EDR and SIEM solutions effectively detect zero-day exploitation? Mr. Zubair, if you want to take that one, that'd be great.
For the zero-day exploitations, definitely it is a difficult question and it's difficult to answer right now. So actually the name zero day, that means there is no remediation right now available to remediate that. But there are systems, there are the things that we can stop the zero-day attacks or even identify the zero-day attacks. There is a terminology called the behavior analytics. So we can check the behavior over the SIEM, over the EDR, or the solution that we have, like what are the behaviors going on. If there is some anomaly, like there are the pattern change, then you can identify there's something going to be happen. Like I have evident one of the incident in our territory, like we have seen the login from the user in the odd times. So that is suspicious, like why it's going to happen at 3 a.m. in the morning, because we are working usually from 9 to 5, 9 to 11, or before 12 a.m. in the midnight. So that these are the signs that you can identify thing, and you can portray, or you can try to loop the chain, like and bring them with each other to identify what are the causes of these things. So there is a way that you can identify the zero day, but definitely it is a difficult task. And even in Pakistan, people are not bothering to having a SOC in their own office or in their environment. So I believe that we have to implement SOC, either outsource or insource, whatever the reason, but we have to implement 24 by 7 SOC system over there to identify the zero-day things, because SOC is mandatory thing to minimize the attack surface and minimize the impact of the zero-day vulnerabilities, because this is the only way you can identify things before going to be happen. So I think this is the right way to minimize the zero-day attack.
Yeah, makes sense. Definitely. I think another interesting question, I'm trying to choose some specific ones. So Mr. Ali Manzer, there's a Mr. Aneed Butt who was asking that what actions are banks taking to protect customers' data? And most of the Pakistan banks' customer data leaked, and not only the personal but critical account information and other details as well. So you want to comment on that?
So as I mentioned, that our regulator is very, very prescriptive, very strict. We are bound by regulations not to share our customers' data and protect them. If something goes wrong, believe me, our regulator is breathing on our necks. What went wrong? There could be incidents happening, but we try to make sure, and there's a large set of controls from every angle. And you should also know that it's a large ecosystem. So most of the data that you find on dark web of customers being profiled is due to customers having poor hygiene on their mobile sets or on their laptops, as we do not have a culture of having proper licenses for our desktops, or we do not install antivirus. Androids are prone to being hacked. We know that. So if your mobile phone is compromised and you are using the same to shop online or to bank online, then your credentials might be compromised. And somebody targeting an organization might profile all of its customers and then publish it for sale. This does happen online. Of course, there could be lapse of control at banks end as well. And it's a large ecosystem. There are many players involved who actually serve the whole entire banking system. So we have our third-party suppliers as well who help us in various things. We have our couriers, we have our card producers, we have our software vendors, we have other players as well. So it's a very big horizon or a threat landscape that we have to cover. So what we try to do is we monitor 24/7, we classify data, we try to label it, we try to identify if any bulk data is being transferred from one part of the organization to the other. So we do have these controls in place. But there are certain things which are happening beyond the jurisdiction of banks, like somebody hacking your phone, or somebody just asking you to share your OTP and you do. So there's little banks can do in that aspect.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. There's a responsibility on both sides. Of course, we need to make sure that, both sides are doing their due diligence. So I think I'll go to Hamid for next question. Hamid, and maybe this is the last question, then I'll take a collective feedback from everyone. That there is a question around, we do a lot of trainings, like as part of NETS, of course, doing a lot of cybersecurity awareness trainings. We do a lot of, certifications, trainings, those type of things. There's a user who's asking that how much impact the cybersecurity awareness trainings that you are doing with different organizations, I know, how much impact it has created and how it is benefiting. What's the improvement? Do you see improvement from that cybersecurity awareness? Because you do it not just for the IT users, but also, I believe, non-technical users. You do like workshops and awareness trainings and games and quizzes. So how is it impacting? Is it actually creating or changing something?
Okay, so what I've witnessed so far across different industry, I found the financial sector, the banking industry to be very, you can say, well aware from the cybersecurity perspective. They are pretty much aware of what to do and how to take things and how to basically secure things. But when we move towards the non-FSI and the non-banking sector, I have seen they're basically struggling and to basically name the IT staff are not that much aligned with the cybersecurity, you can say, different frameworks, different approaches, because we have conducted different phishing simulation, and we found out to our surprise that many of the IT staff were so much, you can say, involved in this sort of phishing emails. They have easily provided the credentials, their login, their everything, and they basically failed to realize that it was a phishing email. So once after the activity, all the name of those IT staff were basically published, and basically it was on the boards just to make the example out of it. So this was one of the incident that I've witnessed myself, and obviously we do provide so many trainings to the end user for the, you can say, different industry and different firms, and we see from the questions they basically ask us that they are somehow far away from the cyber hygiene and cyber security perspective. So it basically helps a lot, and it should be there, and all the practices should be basically followed, not just for the training perspective, but once the training is basically concluded, all the stuff that we you can say, deliver, it should be followed aggressively and religiously, and not just it should be taken granted, and it do have so many importance, because I have seen couple of question that who do provide the training, and what are the impact of training, and what is the basically pros and cons. So yeah, it surely have a very positive impact, and it's somehow acts as a refresher for those who are basically already aware of all these practices.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Um, there was another question regarding some of the, if you offer the trainings. Yes, we do offer trainings, awareness trainings, for technical and non-technical staff. We do a lot of workshops, and try to make it fun, like a game, interactive quizzes to ask them different questions, around password resets and all that. So yes, and we can provide more details to you offline. I think we'll just start to wrap up. I'll maybe go to Mr. Ali, for any final words in terms of any suggestions, any advice, and any questions that has not been answered yet, then we will take them offline and we'll provide those answers. So any last parting words, any comments, any suggestions, any advice, anything to watch out for, if you want to talk to audience, because we have like hundreds of people here, which is great. So anything you want to share?
Uh, There's another question, one question that I saw in the Q&A, that is cybersecurity a good career move in the age of AI? Yes, it is very much the case. And you not only need to protect the AI, but you can use AI against the AI generated attacks. So every new technology which comes, this question is asked whether it's going to take away certain jobs or not. For cybersecurity, of course, if we do not evolve to up the ante and to raise the bar for and to evolve with the cyber attack landscape, we are going to lag behind. But cybersecurity is going to be there, very much there. Uh, I do not know what kind of audience is there. Are all of them have tech background, or some of them come from various industries? But as a user, as a citizen, a lot is happening. A lot is happening very fast. And as mentioned by Zubair, that this is not just a Hollywood script now, that something bad can happen. So we have witnessed deepfake calls being made in Pakistan. We have witnessed people being scammed, and their whole accounts get drained. So we need to be watchful, like we do in case of physical security as well. So and there are many aspects of it. We see the geopolitical situation also impacting our cyber world. We have seen the polarization in the world in various areas also affecting the cyberspace. We are seeing every gaming platform being used to hack. We have witnessed social media platform being used. So just like in physical world, we try to prevent getting sick from the new and upcoming diseases. We should be on the alert from to prevent any cyber attack on ourselves as a person and on our organization, which might have entrusted it with some information. So we should not be the weakest link for our organization as well. So we should be alert. We should not overshare, and we should be watchful. Yes.
Thank you very much. No, I think that makes sense. Mr. Zubair, any comments from your side? Any suggestions, any opinions, anything for the audience?
I feel I'm also a student in the era of the cybersecurity. So being a cybersecurity student, I just give one message that in right now situation, being a Pakistan territory or being an Asia Pacific, we are the soft targets, and we have to become the hard target. So we have to indulge the security things in our bread and butter, and we have to think in that way, like how we can secure ourselves. If we can protect ourselves, definitely we can secure our system as well. So first of all, we have to adopt the security in our normal routine in terms of the social media we are using, in terms of the things that we are doing on our mobile, in terms that we are doing on the online shopping. If we are going to think about it and think in a way that we can secure that. So definitely we can put the security in our organization level as well. So if we are thinking in that way, definitely we are thinking in a positive way in our organization as well. So I think we should adopt the cybersecurity just like a mandatory thing.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you very much for your comments. Hamid, any last words from your side? Anything you want to share? I know you've been monitoring a lot of customers' information in your SOC facility. So anything on that?
Yeah, obviously, I completely second with both of the panelists here. Basically, we have to think differently, not from a compliance or you can say the regulator perspective, but from a realistic perspective as well. Obviously, hackers are everywhere. We have basically both perspective from an end user who is not a part of any organization and a user or an employee who is basically inside an organization. So hackers are everywhere and they are seeking every chance to gain access to the system, be it to the mobile phone or system, whatever. So they think differently. They are persistent. They are creative and opportunistic, obviously. So to truly defend companies, need to basically shift from the compliance-driven checklist to basically an attacker mindset. So the cybersecurity culture has to be adopted, not just from you can say a compliance-driven checklist, but a culture has to be maintained and assume, breach, test constantly, and build a culture where everyone feels responsible for their defenses. And every department, be to the network system, not just the cybersecurity or the IS department, but every department and every user has to take the ownership when it comes to the data or information of their organization. So we need to act responsibly and we need to take basically ownership of all the belongings of any firm.
All right, thank you very much. Though I think that we are on top of the hour, we have to close. There are some questions unanswered, so we will definitely get back to you guys. And I just want to take this opportunity to say thanks to Mr. Ali Manzer, Mr. Zubair Khan, and Hamid yourself as well for your valuable time. I know you guys have been very busy, but you know this education is very important, and we plan to continue this hopefully as well. So thank you very much. Greatly appreciated your time.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, audience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Because